Da 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 da. Ba-da, ba-da. I always liked the Flintstones as a kid. Something about the clever setting, the dynamic between Fred and Barney, the formulaic approach to its episodes. I don't know, maybe deep down I'm a closeted Honeymooners fan.
You know, thinking about it, I'm a huge Simpsons nerd too, and what are these shows if not just variations of a theme? Where was I going with this?
Oh yeah, the video game.
The age of video game and movie rentals are basically extinct, but there's definitely something to be said about the charm of being a kid and just being allowed to peruse your entertainment options on a shelf where all you had to go on was cover art.
It was here where I came across the topic for today's ramblings. The Flintstones, the treasure of Sierra Madrock. You know, like that movie where they didn't need no stinking badges and shit. Only where that story was about the dangers of greed, this one is a game where you search for treasure and get filthy rich with a squeaky clean conscience. Like any good video game.
I must have ran this game at least a dozen times back in the day. But why? Why is this video game so engraved in my childhood memory? Well, let's see.
In the beginning of the game, the Grand Poobah of the Water Buffalo announces his retirement and that whomever can find the legendary treasure of Sierra Madrock will take his place, leaving all the members of his man club to make a mad dash in search of it, Barney and Fred included. By the way, I just saved you the time of reading the whole intro for yourself because for whatever reason the dialogue goes so slow. Just get on with it. So the first thing I obviously need to point out is that this game's music is fucking fresh. This game is a platformer, and a pretty good one at that. You run, jump, and even get to slowly float to whatever doom may await you below. You know, so you have time to think about all the things in life that you never got to do before meeting your inevitable death. It's good stuff.
But one major gripe I do have is with the water.
It's not an instant death pit like most games would make you believe, but for whatever reason, swimming in it slowly hurts your character even when there's no enemies nearby. Why put swimming in the game if it just means my character will slowly die in protest? You can also get easily stuck in the water, and the game has this unspecified mechanic where sometimes, I don't know, it might have to do with timing, you can super jump your way out of the water. Again, either have the water insta-kill me or make it a natural part of the level. But at least the duck button is hilarious. Oh game, I can't stay mad at you. So it would seem that Fred and Barney, in their search for fame and treasure, have taken up the hobby of clubbing random household appliances that get in their way.
I mean, this is the Flintstones we're talking about here. Every dinosaur is in servitude to the naturally oppressive Homo sapien.
These aren't wild dinosaurs, these are scaffolds, iPods, back scratchers. What I'm gonna have to assume is some sort of sex toy. It's a living. You even sometimes get attacked by your fellow water buffalo brethren. Well, that's just straight up unsportsmanlike. Loyal order my ass. At the end of each level, you get a chance to win a bonus 1-up depending on the time you had left when you beat it. Which is weird because you can very well cheat the system by waiting for a certain time before leaving the level. Another great thing about this game is that the overworld is straight from Mario 3. Which is a nice touch because it allows you to branch off in different areas and choose your own path. Which is useful for if you're stuck on a certain level and still want to progress. Not that I would know what that's like or anything. I mean, look guys, I'm the best at this game, okay? The numbers don't lie. Weirdly enough, this game adds a dice mechanic at the beginning of each turn to see how far you can move. So it basically took from a classic Mario game and then pioneered a mechanic that would later be seen in another classic Mario series. And true to the Mario 3 analogy, you don't just have playable levels on each tile, you also have bonus games. Balls of fun. Shops, boss fights, and Betty and Wilma wandering around like the Hammer Bros. But twice as punishing. Run into one of these biddies, and instead of a chance to either lose a life or get an item, you instead automatically lose a significant amount of progress on the board.
Your biggest threat in this game is the main character's wives. I couldn't make this shit up.
Wilma, no! I'm after treasure! We could be rich, Wilma! Wilma! So we've got treasure to find, but first we have to find clan members hanging around in the overworld who offer their map to the treasure if you can beat them in a foot race. Which I lost at. Maybe Fred should cut back on the smoking. And after losing to the clan member, and I just realized how wrong that sounds, he runs back to a random point on the overworld and you have to find him all over again. After you finally finish the race, a new world opens up and the next world is all volcanic and shit. Oh, and hey, look! This time the water actually kills you instantly. Which makes sense, because it's lava, after all. Wait, is it? It's all brown and weird. Is this shit? Seriously, it's not red like normal lava. Why is it brown? Why is it so specifically shit brown?
I need to know, game. Why?
This time around, the big race against the fellow water buffalo is a car race. But wait, this is the Flintstones. Why are car races and foot races two completely different things? They're both foot races! Anyway, I should probably wrap this up. All this Mode 7 is giving me a headache.
Bottom line, this game is certainly a hidden gem with some surprisingly decent controls. It's a good game, guys.
Well, except for that bullshit. Or that bullshit. What the actual fuck just happened? How was I supposed to be ready for that?
But it's okay. Remember the cool duck button? Remember that?
Oh look, I just reached endgame. Yeah, guess what? This game drops a fucking difficulty bomb on you at the very last goddamn world. Just look at this madness! No joke, I went all the way up to this point without realizing you can make Fred and Barney sprint, which is a goddamn necessity for these bullshit levels. But this still doesn't save you.
No, it's still a good game, guys. It's just got too much charm. I mean, look, Indiana Stones.
Fuck! The problem is you get such a short time limit, but the level design requires you to wait for moving platforms. Everything was going so well. The earlier levels weren't always fair, sure, but the challenge was adequate. They got a bit harder as you go, but this is just goddamn insanity. Oh, thank God I made it to the treasure. And it's just the Poobah's medal? That's the treasure? Just one medal?
Is the Grand Poobah Sierra Madrock? Or is Sierra Madrock a place?
If both Fred and Barn found the treasure together, who becomes Grand Poobah? Hey Fred, I demand a trial by combat.
But you know what? After all said and done, it's true. I can't stay mad at this game. Because even after all of that, I get to watch what has to be the most Asian credits ever put to the end of a Flintstones product. I mean, it's just so wacky. When have Asian people ever been part of the Flintstones?
First, I are recommending a 10 easy bronze medal family plan. Very cheap, very cheap. That's for sure.
Oh dear.